Hi, Majesties. Trust you and yours are well. For those of you who might be aware, a lot is going on right now in Mali. As it is presently, they are doing everything possible to see that Mali is in a fix. And of course, if Mali is in a fix, the citizens will complain. People will begin to get angry with the general, and they'll begin to agitate for a change of government. And the whole thing is planned. Mali is under siege. Yes, I'm saying this because of what is happening in there. The information is gathered, and we are beginning to understand that this is the next plan of theirs. I keep telling you here that there is no way they're going to allow the Sahel just like that. And we have seen from months past that a lot is happening to the European world that is depending on the resources coming from the Sahel. And do you just think that they're just going to allow the Sahel just take over their resources, nationalize their resources just like that without a fight? That's exactly what is happening in Mali right now. They're doing everything possible to see that the people lose hope in the general. And I keep telling you here that Sassimi Goita is a man of few words most of the times. When you look into the liberation in the Sahel, he started it. And to see that he is the one that they are beginning to target, like they feel like taking out the backbone is destroying the Sahel alliance. So that's why they're targeting him from the start. And they are doing it in a very subtle way that you may not understand that they are the ones that are involved. But I keep telling you here, I keep analyzing issues here, letting you know that there is no way the West will allow Africa to be in peace. It has been proven from time past. We have seen it in situation as it unfold up until this time that they will never allow the Sahel to live in peace, especially when they are getting their livelihood from the Sahel. Now, a lot of Europeans, they don't even know that what was keeping them alive, putting their body and soul together. What was making them the first world country was actually coming from the poorest region in the world. Okay, the region the world tagged as the poorest region. Because when you even type in the Sahel in your Google map, they will tell you that it's not a place to go. Now, you tell the world that the Sahel is not a place to go, but you are going there always harnessing their resources. You are always present in the form of NGO, in the form of other things, just to have upper hand in their situations. Now it's they've given go ahead to their terrorists to destroy the core of Mali system. We know Mali is a landlocked country. There would be an uprising if nothing is done about the case of Mali. And they have planned this so well. Now, about over 80 tankers have been bombed by these terrorists, tankers carrying fuel. Just imagine 80 whole tankers, all filled with fuel, have been bombed by the terrorists. They are doing this to target the core of Mali system because everybody need petroleum to move up and down. Everybody need petroleum maybe to power their houses, to get information. And this is getting the people more agitated because we are not getting that which is helping us live a little bit better. And what else do you think the people can do is to insult their government, curse their government? This is exactly what Europe and America is doing. And I'm telling you that it's Europe and America because they are working together. They were the ones enjoying the benefit from the Sahel. You understand? Now, I keep telling you here that these people are so wicked that they do not even feel the pain that Africans feel. If you are an African and you think that any European or any white American love you so much, you are wasting your time. If you're an African and you think that any European, be it whoever from any part of the world, you think they love you genuinely, especially organized system of government, you think they love you so much, you are wasting your time. They have shown to us that they cannot be trusted in every ramification. We have seen that these people can never be trusted. I'm going to leave you with some more information. So you listen to them, leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. But the truth is that let's keep diverting positivity towards Mali because they are doing everything to break down Mali. And they are beginning it there because that is the initial, that is where everything started. They are beginning it there, Your Majesties.
Mali has been going through a lot these last couple of weeks. So we know that Mali is a landlocked country, right? And so they transport most often their fuel from neighboring countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Guinea, and all these neighboring countries that have access to the seaport, right? So recently, their fuel tankers have been attacked and burnt to ashes. I think over 80 of them were burned to ashes by the terrorist gangs that are hiding in bushes and all of that. Now, there's something very important that we need to understand about what's going on. This is a clear proof that the imperialists and the neo-colonialists are completely weakened and they have no grip again over the territory of Mali. Because for those who have been accompanying this terrorist fight in Mali for the past 10 to 15 years, would remember that these guys were almost getting into Bamako. They were almost getting into Bamako when General Assimi Goïta assumed power over Mali. Why? Because Malian military were completely weakened. They didn't have arms, whereas the terror guys were sophisticatedly armed and they were hitting hard and conquering territories all over Mali to a point where they had announced a date to capture the capital city, Bamako. When General Assimi Goïta and his team took over power, they have been hitting hard. The farmer military have been hitting really hard on these terrorists to a point where all the territories that they had captured, be it Kidal, be it Kayes, be it the northern part of Timbuktu, all of those areas that they had captured, those guys had more than 50% of Malian territory captured. But today, General Assimi Goïta and his team and his entire government and the military have recovered almost all the land that they had captured. So, because the imperialists are now completely weakened with their terrorist groups and they do not have any other option, they have resorted to sabotage. What are they doing? They are trying to burn down most of these tankers that are transporting fuel from neighboring countries to Mali so that the people of Mali would go for weeks without having access to fuel. And when they find themselves pushed to the wall, they would revolt against the government in place. That is their goal. Their goal is to push Malians to revolt against General Assimi Goïta's government and thereby kicking him out of office so that they would come back and hold the country captive. But I want to send a message to the people of Mali. I believe that you guys understand very well what is going on. And so my one encouragement is continue to support General Assimi Goïta, continue to support your government, continue to support the farmer forces, and trust in your government 100% because this is the last kick of the dying horse.
Mali is facing one of its worst crises in years, and this time not from the battlefield, but from a fuel blockade that's paralyzed the country's capital. For weeks now, an al-Qaeda-linked group known as JNIM has been cutting off major fuel routes into Bamako, creating shortages, blackouts, and chaos that have crippled daily life. This blockade isn't just about territory, it's about power, economic power. By cutting off the country's fuel supply, the militants have forced a junta that seized power in 2021 into a corner, testing its ability to govern and control the country. The group is demanding either the resignation of Mali's military leaders or the nationwide implementation of Islamic law. And in the meantime, millions of people are suffering. Hospitals are running on generators for only a few hours a day. Food prices have doubled in some markets and transportation has nearly come to a halt. People are lining up for hours just for a few liters of gasoline. The government insists it has alternative supply lines, but residents are saying that relief isn't reaching them. Flights have been canceled, businesses are shutting down, and power outages are stretching out into the night. JNIM strategy marks a chilling shift in how insurgents wage war. They're not just fighting with bullets, they're targeting economies, trying to show that the state can't provide the most basic needs for its citizens. Analysts are saying that this could become the new model of insurgency in the Sahel, and it's a dangerous one. When militants can turn off the lights in a nation's capital, they don't just win territory, they win leverage. And this blockade is already rippling beyond Mali's borders. Neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger are both also under military rule, are watching closely, aware that the same tactics could be turned on them next. The crisis exposes just how fragile the region has become after years of coups and rising extremist control. For everyday Malians, though, this isn't about geopolitics, it's about survival. One Bamako resident told reporters, quote, "We used to fear bombs. Now we fear running out of everything." End quote. The war in Mali has entered a new phase, one fought with fuel, fear, and the slow suffocation of a nation that's already running on empty.
Breaking news, law firm. The United States has officially removed Mali from the visa bond program. This comes after Mali hit back, announcing its own visa bond rule against the United States. Just 2 weeks ago, Mali's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said U.S. citizens must also post a bond of $10,000 to enter Mali. The U.S. visa bond program was launched in August 2025, and it targets countries with high visa overstay rates, according to the U.S. Department of State, and requires visitors who are coming into the U.S. to post bonds of up to $15,000 before being given a U.S. visa, specifically B1 or B2 visa. As of October 22nd, 2025, the U.S. visa bond program covered 7 countries, and all these countries are in Africa. Now that number has dropped to 6 countries. Here is who's still on the list: Mauritania, Sao Tome and Principe, Tanzania, the Gambia, Malawi, and Zambia. So now Mali is out, and the remaining 6 African countries stay on the list and are still subject to the US visa bond program. We're definitely feeling Mali's energy and diplomatic vibe on this one. Do you think Mali's retaliation strategy worked? Drop your comments. I'll see you soon, and follow us for more. Bye-bye.